can we get a pulse check on cyber stocks? You've been bullish on them
Sure.
before, and they've been soaring recently. Recently, one of the bigger names in the space, Palo Alto Networks, just popped big after reporting quarterly numbers. Do you still like these stocks?
Yeah, absolutely, Aaron. I mean, let me pull up Palo Alto's quarter real quick and just rattle some numbers off for you. Because I remember when I was going through the print, I was just impressed by the growth acceleration. We're supposed to be in a recession. We're supposed to be in a slowdown. We're supposed to be in a period of time where things are getting tougher for businesses, where it's harder to grow. But when I was going through Palo Alto's print, I was like, oh my goodness, everything is either accelerating or not decelerating all that much. Like they are not finding it hard to grow in this environment, meaning the cybersecurity tailwinds at the back of cybersecurity companies are truly enormous right now. So let's look at some of those numbers. So revenues were up 27% year over year. Last quarter, they were up 29%. The previous quarter, they were up 29%. So not much of a slowdown at all. If I'm looking at the revenue growth over the last 8 quarters, you go 23, 24, 23, 28, 32, 29, 29, 27. Right, we're right in cadence with historical growth trajectory. So no slowdown on revenue growth. Billings growth actually accelerated. Billings were up 44% year over year. And that's the more important metric for Palo Alto, right? Because there's a lot of accounting things that are happening between the billings line and the revenue line. So revenue is more of like a derivative of top line demand, whereas billings is the actual top line demand. Billings growth accelerated in the quarter, up 44% year over year. We've now gone from 28% to 32% to 40% to 44%. That's 4 straight quarters of accelerating billings growth out of Palo Alto Networks. Talk about a strengthening tailwinds for cyber stocks. Very, very powerful. Margins look great. Customer growth looks great. Active millionaire customers looks great, up 26% year over year. You're getting positive operating leverage out of the business. So the numbers are just fantastic and the stock is soaring. Also, the stock didn't pull back that much. So as it's soaring basically to new highs. Very, very solid stock. Very, very solid story. I'm only concerned about the valuation over there. But I think what those numbers do broadly underscore is amidst the global geopolitical uncertainty that we're feeling right now, which is actually only intensifying. We had Russia invade Ukraine. That's created a lot of tensions in Europe. Now there's talk of, is China going to invade Taiwan? China and Russia are meeting. President Xi and Putin are meeting. So, like, what's going on there? There's just a lot of geopolitical tensions happening throughout the world. And as a result of that, you're getting companies hyper concerned about securing their own stuff. Security is a spend vertical that does not get slashed in recessions, right? Like if you're spending, just think about yourself and you're spending. Times get hard. You got to tighten the belt. You got to cut back on some spending. Okay, maybe less nice dinners out. Maybe no new cars. Maybe no travels, no expensive vacations. Maybe as opposed to going to Target, we go to Walmart. Maybe as opposed to going to Vons, we go to the dollar store, or Ralph's or whatever, we go to the dollar store. Those transitions make sense. But am I going to stop paying for my home security system if I live in a rough neighborhood, or if I'm concerned about there's been burglary? No, not at all. Like I'm going to, if anything, maybe increase my home security spend if there's more burglaries in the neighborhood. That's what companies are doing. You know, they're looking at their budgets. Yeah, they're cutting back on digital advertising. Yeah, they're cutting back on marketing. Yeah, they're cutting back on certain things. They're firing people, so they're cutting back on personnel expenses. But they live in a neighborhood where there's more burglaries. There are cyber attacks happening all the time in the world.
Yeah.
And the burglars rather, are pretty proficient burglars. We're talking maybe some high-end Russian crime syndicates. China is very good at hacking. So if you're a business right now, you're very concerned about your home, your data, your security. So you're spending a lot of money on that. That's the one vertical in the enterprise spending stack that is not getting slashed at all right now. And rather, as evidenced by Palo Alto's numbers, is growing and growing and growing. A couple weeks back, Cloudflare reported excellent numbers. They're a derivative cybersecurity play. They basically protect the internet. And their growth is also accelerating. They've reported something like I think it's actually 10 quarters in a row of 50% plus revenue growth. Absolutely absurd. That stock roared higher. It's basically doubled off its lows. So you're seeing very strong momentum in the cybersecurity space, and I don't think that stops anytime soon. Come hell or high water, recession, no
Mhm.
recession, boom, slow down, Fed hikes, Fed cuts, inflation soars, inflation doesn't. I think regardless, security is going to remain a constant need, a constant demand for enterprises, and as a result, cybersecurity solutions are going to see very, very, very strong demand trends. I like cyber stocks still. They're breaking out. Palo Alto is a bit rich for my taste. The valuation feels a bit maxed out, especially after this recent pop.
Mhm.
Cloudflare is a very attractive name in the space, but I think there's some smaller names that are a bit more interesting, kind of the up and comers in cybersecurity. That's where I'm invested right now. That's where I really am excited about the opportunities here. But I think the whole space, the ETF is HACK.
Mhm.
I think the whole space is positioned for very nice growth over the next 6 to 12 months.
Thanks for watching HGI Clips. For the full episode, head on over to our sister channel at Hypergrowth Investing by clicking the link in the description or listen to the podcast on any of your favorite streaming platforms. We make new episodes every Wednesday, so make sure to check it out and subscribe to never miss any of Luke's hypergrowth insights.